You see these sleeves? See these arms? Doesn't it look perfect? Wrong. This shirt does not fit me. And this is some advice for every single young man in the audience. There will come a time in your life when you will have a flannel that does not fit. And what you must do, it'll fit normally, but the arms won't fit if you have freakishly long limbs, but most of you do, as we're all aware. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to roll up the sleeve. I mean, obviously, if you draw attention to the fact that this is not what this is supposed to look like, then it's obvious. But if you don't do that, as I have made the grave mistake of doing, then you'll be fine. Good evening, every pony. Tonight, we are going to be exploring the twisted world of Harmony Syndrome, a My Little Pony infection AU created by Cracklewink on TikTok and Tumblr. While, as usual, I haven't personally read it yet, and I'm going to be experiencing it with y'all, if I'm not mistaken, the basic concept is that Twilight gets extremely afraid or paranoid of her friends eventually dying, their inevitable demise, what all things must go through. And so, in retaliation, or to try and control these fears and, by extension, the aging process itself, she attempts to artificially extend their lives. And I don't have to tell you how often we've been told stories or fables that this just isn't really a good idea. If I'm remembering correctly, there's a dark comedy, like kind of horror movie with I think Meryl Streep in it, maybe. And the basic premise is there's two women who are kind of narcissistic and they become rivals. And like halfway through, they drink a magic potion to reverse or stop the aging process and kind of try to achieve eternal youth, which leads to insane nonsense, and they like destroy each other's bodies in more horrific ways than you or I could even imagine. Something like that. I think it's called Death Becomes Her. Really underrated movie I never hear anyone talk about, but also, yeah, you get the idea. Long story long, there has never been a situation where extending life or stopping death hasn't resulted in grand retribution of the highest order. In this case, of course, being an infection of some kind, because, of course. Anyways, enough chit-chat! As always, you can find the original creators page in the description of the video. Go follow, support, give them $1 million, please, and let us see what Harmony Syndrome has in store for us. Okay, right off the bat, we get the stages of the infected, as we often do with these series. And stage 1 is uninfected. Harmony Syndrome appears to spread through blood contact. So long as a pony avoids being bitten, scratched, or exposing wounds to the infected, they will remain safe. Don't try to fight, just run. Got this picture while running from one of them. Trixie, I'm sorry. And then it says observations recorded by, and then it's kind of blocked out, but I kind of think it might say Star Swirl. There's a character named Star Swirl, right? He's like a wizard, right? The mentor of Celestia Luna. Got you. I don't know if this is picking up what you're saying. Hopefully it is, but also probably not. Okay.
He had a beard. That was his whole thing.
Nice. Is there anyone else with sun in the name? Sunburst. It could also be Sunburst, but
Sunset Shimmer.
Sunset Shimmer. That's another potential. It very well might be. Because wait, Star Swirl? Is it Star Swirl the bearded? I'm super confused now, but I guess we'll figure it out as we go. It's been a long time since I watched the show. Apologies that I do get things wrong in these videos pretty frequently. I am sorry. I enjoy making them. I enjoy reading the things with you guys, and for the most part, it seems like y'all correct me on stuff. So thank you for letting other people know in the comments when something I'm saying is complete bollocks. Honestly, I don't think that's what it is, but we'll find out. I'm spending too much time on this. We need to continue. Stage 2, initiated. A pony in the initial stage of infection will begin developing a desire to hunt and consume other ponies. As a note, if the site of infection is amputated within 6 hours, there is a 30% chance the disease will not progress. Faster equals better. Important, if they are able to resist eating any flesh, the disease will not progress. However, the hunger grows a little stronger each day. There's a strange white residue at the infection site. She seemed to recognize me, but was too busy devouring the corpse of— oh my god, no! That's terrible. Too busy devouring the corpse to give chase. Ooh, this art is really cool. Stage 3, Amalgamation. The prognosis, hopeless. The cutie marks melt off like paint. Their souls mix together. Hair loss as well. Once they've taken a bite, an infected pony is unable to resist devouring their victim's entire body. After the brain is digested, the victim slowly regenerates from the body of the first, resulting in the signature and penultimate stage of Harmony Syndrome, Amalgamation. I guess friendship really is magic. Look at them. They're one. In harmony. Then in the background of this image, we've got some text behind the picture. Magic, effect, didn't see me. See page 29. The word sent seems to be circled. And then question, vaccine trials, tests, etc., etc. Someone's trying to figure out what's going on, trying to discover a cure. Will they be successful? Who knows? Oh, and then the final stage, collapse. Most amalgams cannot sustain more than 5 or 6 ponies before the tangle of limbs and heads becomes too confused. It eventually collapses under its own weight and passes away. Mysterious, star-like flowers bloom from the carcass. Interestingly, contact with flowers removed from the corpse alone causes no initiation of the disease. Some ponies believe these flowers hold the secret cure and have nicknamed them Last Hope Lilies. Harmony's last hope. And again in the margins we read, lilies must invest further, Twilight something. We don't know. And so concludes the first of the 5 slideshows of Harmony Syndrome, and we see one of the Last Hope Lilies hidden underneath the glass, much like it is a rose in Beauty and the Beast, right?
Yes.
Much like the rose in Beauty and the Beast. I forgot to mention this. I was going to at the beginning of the video and it totally slipped my mind. But this is going to be a shorter video. A bite-sized video, probably. Because the series is only 5 parts long. But short and sweet, because I heard that there is an actual conclusion. And a lot of you guys were recommending this series to me. So thank you to everyone who did. And let's go on to part 2. Now we're going to discover the status of the main 6 during these unprecedentedly horrible times. First we have Pinkie Pie. She is unaffected, keeping up a brave face. Okay, so I had to go look this up. I have seen this weapon before, but didn't know what it was called. Apparently it's bolas, are one of the few weapons effective against amalgams. There's a custom holder here made by Rarity, but basically it is a throwing weapon with weighted cords that entangle legs, which is derived from the Spanish bola, meaning ball. Pinkie Pie is the de facto leader of the Ponyville stronghold located in the tunnels underneath the School of Friendship. She hasn't given up hope that the amalgams can be separated and returned to their senses. I feel like that fits Pinkie's character, and I think it's a consistent thing across a lot of these infection AUs, is that she keeps hope regardless of what's going on. She always still believes that there's a second chance or redemption possible. And I don't know, I think that's sweet. Always wears a Last Hope lily in her hair as a symbol of her optimism. Next we have Rarity, who is also uninfected. Hasn't been the same since Sweetie Belle died. Damn, they're killing children in My Little Pony, guys. That's terrible. Even with magic, progress is slow. They have been excavating for about 3 months and are 35% of the way there, working with Diamond Dogs and other volunteers to build an underground excavation tunnel from the Ponyville stronghold all the way to the Crystal Empire. Another common theme in these series is escaping to the Crystal Empire, where things hopefully are better, or where, the people in the Crystal Empire are immune or have a cure, etc., etc. It's just a way to buy time. Oh, Fluttershy is initiated, and unfortunately it looks like the infection began in her eye. She's guarding Discord's beacon in what remains of Canterlot. After becoming infected, Fluttershy isolated herself. She wears a mask at all times to prevent her from taking her first bite of flesh. Though she is determined to resist until a cure is found, the hunger gnaws at her constantly. It seems that initiated ponies stop requiring normal food, and you'll notice that her body is emaciated. Then we get to see Discord, who is apparently comatose. After Discord's chaos magic was found to be ineffective against Harmony Syndrome, he instead sacrificed himself by transforming into an impenetrable containment barrier stretching around the entirety of Equestria. Though he cannot hear her, Fluttershy continues to guard the beacon so that he won't be alone. Aw, that's awful. They aren't 100% sure that no amalgams breached Equestria's border before the shield went up. Then we have Rainbow Dash and Applejack, who are amalgamated together, and they will not leave Sweet Apple Acres for reasons unknown. I know the reason. I know the reason. This is retribution for Apple Dash, I think. I like the eye in the center. Wait, say that into the mic, please.
Doomed horse fury!
Thank you. Then we have Twilight Sparkle, who is amalgamated and, oh my god, is patient zero. The alicorn amalgam was last seen in the skies above Canterlot. It seems like she's become one with Luna and Celestia and possibly many others. This is terrifying, and she looks like she's like holding the weight of the world as she's trying to claw out. It's awful. Okay, so now we know where the main six are, but I'm left wondering, where is everybody else? And thankfully, the next slideshow has answers for me. First, we have Princess Cadence, who is currently uninfected, bracing for impact. Thanks to Discord's barrier, the Crystal Empire remains largely infection-free, though some of the Crystal Ponies are against letting in refugees from Equestria. Unable to abandon his sister, Shining Armor left to find Twilight. Probably shouldn't have done that, dude. Promising to be home soon, he never returned. Bro just wants to save his sister. I mean, I guess if my sisters were in a similar situation, so I do understand. But also, we did just see what has become of Twilight, and also Luna and Celestia, which is insane. Like, Twilight got both of them and is somehow patient zero. That's a pretty big question that hasn't really been answered yet, right? Where did this infection originate from? Obviously Twilight, but how? Here we see Spike, Sunburst, maybe it's Sunburst that was keeping the log, probably, right? And Flurry Heart. Spike was in the Crystal Empire when the outbreak happened. He hasn't seen any amalgams and refuses to believe Twilight is really dead. Cadence couldn't help but send Flurry Heart away from Equestria for her own safety. She entrusted her to Sunburst and asked Spike to lead them to the Changeling Hive. Thorax has offered to help and is waiting for a full debrief on the outbreak. Let's go, Thorax! I love Thorax. I really like that character in the show, and have we seen any Infection AU with Thorax so far? Really? We really haven't. Or like Changeling. What an I mean, wait, no, no, that's not true. That's not true. Yeah, the Dragon Plague, it was all what's her name? It was all Chrysalis. However, we didn't really see other Changeling related stuff in that one though, right? Anyways, it's cool to see Thorax appear. Here we have the Apple family, who are uninfected. At least what remains of them. Here's Big Mac, lead supplies runner for the Ponyville Stronghold, was scratched by an amalgam and had to have his leg amputated, and Apple Bloom is a research assistant working to develop the vaccine alongside Zecora and Sunset Shimmer, still waiting for Scootaloo to come back. You know, many comments have pointed it out, but I really do think that some elements of, like, you look at when some of these were made, and the things that inspired them when those were made. I think a big part of why so many of the AUs and grimdarks that were circulating on TikTok and that these artists were creating had the theme of infection was because of the lockdown and living through that, especially as a teenager going to school and then suddenly you're not anymore, or not going to school, but it's remote and not seeing people in person frequently, and just a very strange collective traumatic incident. Not me though. I'm built different. COVID did not change my social life at all because I was homeschooled. Can you tell? Then we have Shining Armor, who thankfully is still alive, although seems to be bleeding and just probably not doing all that well His status is unknown. Oh my god, and then this panel where the art showcases Sunset Shimmer, and she is coughing up blood. There's a trail of blood leading to a syringe with what looks like the petals of the lily. And the spot where normally there would be the white, kind of goopy looking infection entry point has turned red, and her eyes are green and yellow. What is wrong, you know? And it says status immunized, but why is the immunization process so violent? What does it mean? What does it mean? Okay, so that was part 3 of Harmony Syndrome, titled Outbreak Aftermath. Okay, so now the jump from that section to this section starts showing characters who are immunized, which makes me wonder, like, did we start spreading immunity? Is there a cure? Is that, like, I'm a little bit confused as to exactly what happened in the timeline between that post and this post. It made me wonder if maybe I had missed something, but I tried looking and I don't think that I did. Also, the creator in the description of this post writes, "To tell you the truth, I drew this entire AU just to explain the cool fan pony species I made." So that's cool also. But let's see. So maybe it'll explain itself as we go. Here we have Zecora, who is weakly immunized. And you see the infection entry point is also white on her. Glad that she is okay. Appears to be showing partial immunization symptoms such as a split tail and the star-shaped sight mark. It seems the vaccine will have to be redeveloped for non-pony species. Dodging amalgams on her way to bring vaccine samples to the Canterlot stronghold, also personally hoping to contact Fluttershy. Can Fluttershy be saved? Can Discord and Fluttershy be together? Tune in next week. Aww. Here's Lyra and Bonbon, who were unsuccessfully immunized. However, the hunger was reduced. After Bonbon was infected, both ponies volunteered to be test subjects for the vaccine efforts. In one of the experiments, Lyra was accidentally artificially initiated. Though the vaccine prototype cannot stop the progression of Harmony Syndrome, it seems to have reduced their hunger somewhat. And Bonbon has like a muzzle, kind of, more like a collar around the jaw. No matter what happens, at least they're together. Here's Sunset Shimmer, hell yeah, successfully immunized, and also has like split pupils here. This is pretty cool. Lead research scientist on the vaccine project and the first pony to be successfully immunized. Supplies to manufacture the vaccine are extremely limited. Only a few ponies can be dosed at a time. Oh my goodness, it's Derpy! Here's Muffins, successfully immunized, expertly avoiding Pegasi amalgams en route to deliver vaccine samples to the Crystal Empire ahead of the evacuation tunnel's completion. Having 4 wings suits her just fine. Hopefully it even improves her flight. But tisk. Diamond Tiara and Maud Pie have both been successfully immunized. Diamond Tiara is a supply runner, not afraid to encounter amalgams, and Maud is the lead excavator on the Crystal Tunnel project. Managed to get away with only mild immunization side effects. Here is a vaccine version 1.19, Harmony Peptide Extract, also known as HPE. The vaccine is very pretty looking. Looks kind of like bubble solution mixed with cum. After 293 days, the first working prototype of the vaccine to protect against Harmony Syndrome was achieved. Side effects include star-like immunization mark at site of injection. That's an immunization mark at when they inject you. That has nothing to do with however the infection was initially transmitted. Good to know. My bad. Fluctuating sense of pain, spontaneous limb generation, permanent conversion to obligate carnivore diet. Oh my. Due to their resemblance to the legendary horse Sleipnir, successfully immunized ponies have been given the nickname Slay Ponies. Unfortunately, the vaccine has very little effect on ponies already initiated. Begin recording. Lab log, final entry. Tomorrow we confront the Alicorn Amalgamate. Fluttershy and Shining will meet us there. We have a plan, but I doubt it'll go the way we expect. Hopefully we can finally put her to rest. I've gathered up as many immunized ponies willing to fight as I can. It's hard. They're still adjusting, as am I. I'm leaving our research with Zecora and Bloom. I'm sure even without me they can take it from here. I hate to quit on them, but I have to do this. I wish I could see my friends one last time. But they're safe. That's all that matters. If we survive this, when this is all over, maybe I'll try to find a way home. Would they even still recognize me? Regardless, whatever happens, if anyone's hearing this, know that I did what I could. Please forgive me. Stay safe. Have hope. Lilies. Hope lilies. This is Sunset Shimmer signing off. And just in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And this is the last part, which is from the Journal of Twilight, it looks like. So I'm guessing that Sunset may have lost the fight. We shall see, though. It says this was discovered in the ruins. So someone was around to discover it, at least. And this is the final part. Then after this, there's a Q&A with the artist that I wanted to show you as well, which is like relating to the series. But yeah, this is the final section. Let's steel ourselves for doom and misery. From the Journal of Twilight Sparkle. Another day as ruler of Equestria. I think I've been doing an okay job, despite everything, but there's one thing I can't stop thinking about. Rarity got her first gray hairs. Rainbow's not as fast as she used to be. Even Pinky's partying has slowed down. They're all getting older without me. I don't know how much longer I can bear it. I wish I had never taken the throne. And you can see tear stains on this piece of paper. I've discovered something incredible. The Tree of Harmony answered me. There might be a way. It doesn't have to be forever. If I could just extend their lives by a few years, or decades, I won't have to be alone. Is it so wrong for me to want them by my side? I need Princess Celestia and Luna's help with the spell. Surely they'll understand, right? I think they might even be happy. Tomorrow. Everything changes tomorrow. Wait for me, girls. And then there's a picture of them all together with best friends forever underneath it. And here we see her crying over one of the lilies. And that's the conclusion. And technically that's a prologue titled Immortal Folly. More like Immortal Philly. Haha. Damn, that sucked. That's awful. And it kind of implied that, everyone is doomed. I guess it's ending kind of ambiguously. Let's see if the artist Q&A clears anything up. I honestly have no idea. Okay, I found it. Here are Harmony Syndrome bonus final thoughts, plus a Q&A from Twitter, and a thank you for reading and checking out the AU. Thank you, Cracklewink, for making it and for sharing it. And yeah, again, all of y'all need to go follow, support, give $1 million, Question: can other creatures be infected/amalgamated? And the answer is yes. Here's a picture of a dragon and a griffin put together. A bunch of School of Friendship students got amalgamated. What happens if an amalgam eats a normal animal? The answer is that they don't. Amalgams and infected only seek out people somehow that they know. They might try to eat another amalgam every once in a while, though, but they're not gonna go after small prey that isn't their species that they the people that they know. What happens if an amalgam eats a sleigh pony? That speeds up the rate of collapse by a lot. They might even start sprouting last hope lilies while they're still walking around. Oh, that's disturbing. When does this AU take place? About 6 or 7 years post-canon. What's keeping the alicorn amalgamate together, and why is it so big when normal ones collapse? In my mind, it's a combination of combined alicorn strength/magic, plus some stuff relating to the origin of Harmony Syndrome. What happened in the end with the alicorn amalgam? Okay, here we go, this is good stuff. In my mind, there's a lot of ways it could have gone down, and I ended up liking the idea of leaving it open-ended the most. Sunset was prepared to die to see it through, so who knows who survived the quote-unquote final battle and who didn't. I wanted to frame Part 5 as if we're discovering a recording from the latter days of the infection, and we don't know what really happened in the end because the recording stopped/ended. That being said, though I don't really have a concrete idea for how they did it, I think they were able to put Twilight and the others to rest. Maybe they brought some anti-syndrome tech or magic from the vaccine research project to the fight, and the miracle of many ponies united together allowed them to pull off a miracle. Friendship is still magic in the world, after all. Or maybe they got through to whatever was left of Twilight in a brief moment of clarity, and the amalgamate allowed itself to be defeated. In any case, it was enough. Damn, okay, I'm totally wrong. Maybe they just discovered that after putting Twilight to rest, and then it's just sad because you're realizing, you know, all she wanted was to keep her friends from dying. She was grieving a thing that she had not lost yet. So Twilight created Harmony Syndrome. Yeah, Harmony Syndrome is the result of Twilight's botched attempt to use the strongest magic she knew of other than friendship, the Tree of Harmony, to create a spell that makes ponies immortal. That's why infected regenerate their victims and amalgams recover rapidly from physical damage. They're also immune to normal spells and discord, since the distorted harmony magic is much stronger / incompatible. Sleigh ponies aren't immortal, but if you cut off their limbs, they slowly grow back. Can you imagine it, like almost like you're a starfish, like you lose a leg or you lose an arm, and then you have to like sit it, like it excruciatingly grows back over the course of like 2 or 3 years of time, and it you know, growing pains in your body, it feels like that, but magnified to 1,000. I don't know. It's just that's fairly disturbing concept, IMO. You know how much we love body horror on this channel, mainly because my body is full of horrors. I think on day 0, Twilight called Celestia and Luna and urgently asked them to meet her at the tree. And when they didn't return by that night, her friends went looking for them and found the alicorns already amalgamated. They attacked Ponyville, and a bunch of people got infected as a result, including Fluttershy, Applejack, and Rainbow Dash. In her last moments, I think Twilight realized what she'd done, and her final regret magically became a powerful counterspell, the Last Hope Lilies. Without the lilies, the amalgams would not be able to die even after collapsing. She wanted to give them some form of release, and also inadvertently created the cure. Although, if I'm understanding the cure correctly, I'm pretty sure it like induces a sort of cannibalistic tendency or flesh-eating tendency, even in the ones that like become immune to the infection through the vaccine, which is just a messed up concept all on its own. Alrighty then. Well, that was Harmony Syndrome. Thank you to the people who requested it. Thank you for watching, for being here, to the artist for creating the amazing art. And before you go, if you would, please like the video. If you want to hype the video, all that, you know, interact with it. It helps very, very much. Share it with people who you think might enjoy it. And yeah, we are Legion. Before I go, I would like to thank all of the awesome supporters and enablers over on Patreon. Thank you, Rue, Nervous, Birch, Cupid, Delphi, Joe, Bug, Linty, Paper, Gun, Geek, Drarko, Kyojin, Opossum, AJ, Darkbeast, Bile, Coyote, Batnoise, Phoenix, Bees, Amelia, Panflute, Thomas, Justin, Tom, Dave, Elky, Stardrop, Nude, Joseph, Mr. Fox, George, Boris, Kim, Spider, Rotten, Dissemiotic, and Jasper.